Well, hello there. This is Diamond from Diamond Shine Soap. I'm excited to see you today. Today in the studio, we are going to make some wax sprinkles. This is the wax that we're going to be using. But guys, if you want the whole recipe, you want everything that I'm using, you want to go ahead and click the link in the description box. It is taking you over to my Patreon, and you can start your small business today, okay? It ain't going to stay small for long because, baby, we got so many projects you're going to blow up. So you're going to need this potato ricer. This is stainless steel, guys. It comes with this little piece, so you don't have to worry about buying any additional attachments, okay? And I left the link for that in the Patreon, so you guys can get that as well. Or you can just go ahead to Amazon yourself and just do a little search, and you will find so many of them, okay? Now, these are very cheap, and this is what you're going to need. So red and blue candle dye is what you're going to need. And also we're going to be doing white. So we're going to be doing a patriotic thing, red, white, and blue. And we are going to be using blue raspberry slushy. Okay. I like this because it's blueberry, raspberry. It's just so summer for me. And I'm just using up this whole bottle. I had it for a long time and I always pull it out in the summertime. I got more than that, but I went a little crazy when they was going out of stock with it. I ain't gonna lie. I got a lot of them. But anyway, guys, we are going to, by the way, if you do want this fragrance, they sell it at, I believe Flaming Candles sell it. I've seen it at quite a few places. So if you go to Google and you look up blueberry, raspberry, slushy fragrance oil, you'll see several people that still sell it. I think Fizzle Me That sell it as well, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, guys, yeah, so the wax that we're going to be using today is a Parasoy blend. And so I will give you guys the temperature, and I will also let you know that if you want to use this in your candle, because this particular wax, we normally use like a whole lot of fragrance in it. If you want to use this in your candles, you're going to have to use the recommended fragrance load that I give you guys in the Patreon, because you don't want to have any kind of issues with just putting too much fragrance in it. Okay. All right. So the first thing first, you want to go ahead and get you a heat-proof container, or just get you a container, and you want to put maybe I would say about 2 to 3 drops of blue dye. You don't want the blue to be really light, so I suggest using about 3 drops of blue dye. Now listen, if you in this economy and you want to make candles, you want to have a side hustle, we can already have a dog perfume class, you want to go ahead and join the Patreon, guys. All of this stuff that I'm doing is in the Patreon. I make the candles for you. I test them for you. The only thing you have to do is buy what I tell you to buy and make them. All right. So you're going to take a second container and you're going to put about 3 drops of red. I put 1 drop right there, but I had to go back and put 2 additional drops just to make it dark. You will see on the side of your container the actual color that it will be. You don't have to do like a drip test on paper. You don't have to do any of that. You're going to see it on the sides. And when I saw it on the side, it was pretty light. I wasn't going for pink, I was going for a red, so I used about 3 drops. Okay, so allow it to sit and just slightly solidify. And once it's solidified just slightly, we're going to go ahead and work with it. All right, so this is the consistency that you want to see, because we are just mixing it together, just kind of getting it off the sides and messing around with it until it gets a little thick. You want to start to see it thicken up. All right. Now, I believe that when it comes down to these type of situations, the best way to do it is to scrape from the sides, because what's on the sides will actually pull to the middle and it will cool the wax down a whole lot faster. Kind of like when you're making lotion. If you got that lotion and body butter caped up on the sides and you start bringing that into the middle, it will cool it down really fast. This fragrance oil smells amazing, y'all. I hope you guys get it. Anyway, right now I am ready to go ahead and put this into my potato ricer. What you want to do is open it up and you want to start pouring it in there. Now you see my consistency, y'all. Y'all see it's a little thick. It's not super thick to where as though it's rock hard, but it's thick enough to come out a little crumbly, okay? And that's the consistency that you want to go for, because I had to try quite a few consistencies before I got the perfect consistency. So you want to just go ahead and press it together. But guys, I'm going to tell you the trick. The best way to do it is to take this parchment paper, spread it all out, use a whole lot of it. I mean, just kind of like just fill up your table with it. And then you want to just take the rice the potato ricer and you want to just clap it together. I had to like really do this a few times to get down a way that it will work better, because of course when you first do it, it's a hot mess and you're like, oh my God, what am I doing? But if you press it together like this, some of the wax will just kind of pile on top of each other and make a lot of clumps like mine's did. I did have like a lot of clumps, and I just really honestly, I was able to work with it and get a lot of it out. But the best way to do it is to just take the flap and just start clapping it together. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean. Now, as you guys see, I have a whole lot sitting on the bottom. I just took that off. But I'm going to show you guys what to do with that in the next round. Okay, so in the red, I'm going to show you exactly what to do with that. Now listen, I had to do it a lot of times before I perfected it. If you mess up, take that wax, put it in the microwave. This is not the type of wax that you have to worry about the scent throw or anything like that. Even though I use fragrance, that's fine. I did want to have it scented a little bit, but it's not that important. Okay, so you want to separate the red from the blue. You want to have a sheet for the red, you want to have a sheet for the blue, and you want to have a sheet for the white. Now, why are we making wax sprinkles? The reason why we are making wax sprinkles is because my Patreon members literally asked me to do this. You guys always put me up to these projects, and I'm like, okay, I'll just take it on, and that's why we're doing it. Now, candy sprinkles, there is nothing wrong with candy sprinkles. I've been using candy sprinkles in my candles for over 4 years. Never had an issue with anything burning up. Never, never, never. As you guys see me clapping that together, I wanted to let you guys see that. You know, I want to stop for a second and let you guys know that. That's why I'm clapping it together, because as you see, when I clap it together, it all just falls out instead of me just kind of squeezing it. So I felt like this was a little bit better than me just kind of pressing it out. All right, so let's get back to that. I never had an issue with candy sprinkles, not one issue. So you can always use the candy sprinkles, but some people wanted to have a wax alternative because that's just how they are. You have some people that like, you know, I don't want to use those. I don't feel like they safe. I don't, you know, even though you're telling me they safe, I still don't feel like they safe. I want to have an alternative. So this is for those people. You can use any colors, guys. You can make this in any color, because I had somebody ask me to do this in Juneteenth. I actually just wanted the red, white, and blue for myself because, you know, in the summertime, I use red, white, and blue for a lot. I'm going to make a red, white, and blue freshie. But you guys can use any colors and do this, okay? You want to do the rainbow. It's always going to look awesome if you do it this way, okay? So now that I'm done with all this shaking and all of that kind of stuff, I am going to go ahead and work on my my cutting part. So once you allow it to get a little hard, I would say a little hard, solidified, yes, hard. Make sure you let it get hard. I'm going to take a knife and just kind of like chop at it. I'm not going to make it into crumble because you can cut it too small. I'm not doing that. I'm just kind of like slightly chopping at it, and I'm taking out the huge pieces because they do not go along. Now, in the end, I did have some huge pieces, but I was just like, okay, it's fine. And we're going to go ahead and take our white wax, which is the last part, okay, because I'm doing mine's red, white, and blue. And you are going to take that white wax and put it into this potato ricer. Now, listen to me very closely. You have a heat gun. You're going to have to use that heat gun to clean this, okay? That is the good part about having the metal stainless steel option, because when it gets to the point when you sit there and you look and it's really messy, you can take that heat gun and just clean it, and it will just look just like new all over again. So now I'm just going to let the white out. Now, another way to do this is to kind of like use one of those pipettes, tips that's really small, or poke a hole in the sides of the bags of the piper and just kind of make lines and then chop at the lines. You could do it that way, or you could do it this way. Whatever way you want to do it, you know, it's totally up to you, but this is just the way that I chose to do it, okay? So now that I'm putting all of my white on this paper, of course I'm going to let it get hard, and then the same way I chopped at the others, I'm doing the same thing with this, okay? So now I'm bringing it all together, because let me tell you something, this is the famous missed part. This is the part where it gets, incredible. So now you're going to mix these two together, and as you guys can see, it's looking beautiful already. Once you mix it all together, you will have a nice red, white, and blue sprinkle set. Now guys, I know this looked like this was a long process, but this is worth every minute of your time. It looks amazing, guys. So now I'm going to show you guys how it looked when we put it in the jars. Now you want to go ahead and put it in containers, and you want to make sure that it's hard, of course. I had to let you guys know that. And then when you finish, guys, this is your finished product. I hope you love the video. Like and subscribe.